Welcome to Flash CS6 tutorial request 76. Text color changes with voice. I'm going to start a new FLA, selecting Action Script 3, and the person here wants some text on the stage, and as the sound, the audio, reads that text, the individual words change colors. The text I'm using is "Once Upon a Time," and because of the setup I have with my computer and the programs I'm using, it picks up audio where it shouldn't pick up. So throughout this video, and I apologize for it, you're going to hear the words "once upon a time," "once upon a time," when they shouldn't be said. But you can be sure that your FLA, and when you produce your video, it will be synchronized and work properly. So let's start by importing some sound. So I'm going to call this first layer sound. I'm going to go up to this file, import to the library, and I want my desktop, Flash requested, and way down here, "Once Upon a Time." There it is. So that's now in my library. If I open my library up, I can drag it and put it on the stage. And when I do, you can see that it's put a little line in here. I'm going to guess at how long it is, 35 frames here, and insert a keyframe. And I think I'm just going to click on it and drag it up to 40 for now. And hit enter. Once upon a time. So that's what I have. Once upon a time. Lock that layer. Insert a layer. Call it text. T-E-X-T and a capital T-E-M-P. Text temporary. I'm going to pick up my text tool. Over here, my text tool, and the text tool uses the fill bucket, so I'm going to make my fill black. Just click on it, made it black. Pick my text up, open the properties panel for my text tool. I have it set for 30 points, Times New Roman, regular style, and click this embedded. And when it comes up, upper, lower, numeral, punctuation, okay. And now you want to write the entire text first that you want to deal with for this particular time frame. And mine is O-N-C-E, once, U-P-O-N-A-T-I-M-E, period. This is just for a guide. Make sure that static text is selected, static, and you can just draw this down like that. Lock that layer. Now what we're going to do, don't need to lock that layer. What we're going to do now is one at a time capture these words and put something up that will turn their colors. So click on the once like that, right click, copy it. Now with this temp layer selected, insert a layer, call this text, T-E-X-T, colored, C-O-L, as in when it's getting colored, and click off to the side. Now pick up, I don't want that, so just pick up my selection tool, not get rid of that. So now I copied that once, the word once. I'm going to right click, make sure you select this top frame, the color frame, right click, and let's be safe, let's lock the temp layer, right click, paste. There's once. So if I take that once and put it right on top of that once, there. Now highlight it. I would even make it smaller like this. Come over here to your properties panel and select a different color. I'm going red. So now I got my selection tool and I look red. Under it is the once that we're going to eventually get rid of. So now, when do I want that once to start? I want it to start right about here where once starts. So I'm going to click on there and insert a keyframe. Insert a keyframe. And click from here and go back. Right click. I want to clear those frames. I don't want to remove the frames. I just want to clear what's in them. So now, if I tested it, Control Test Movie Test. Once upon a time is the once. And let's okay, let's do that. Once goes to about here. Insert a blank keyframe. So now I have nothing there. Lock that layer. Open this temporary layer. Come up here. Oh, select frame 1 of that layer. You're hearing some voice in the background repeating the once upon a time. That's a problem I'm having with this program. So just try to ignore that. Get your selection tool. Click here. Oops. I'm double clicking on it until I get that cursor. See that? And I'm going to copy the upon. Right click, copy. Once. Locking that layer, unlocking the text layer, and I think upon is up here. Right about there. I'm going to insert a keyframe. And coming up here, right click, paste. I'm going to highlight that. Come over here, make that red. Make that smaller. And now I'm going to put that red, see that? Do PON. Get my selection tool and put that there. I ain't going to spend a whole lot of time playing around with it. You can. Once upon, and new pawn must come right about there. Something like that. Insert a blank keyframe. And let's just see what that looks like right quick. Test movie test.
Once upon a time.
See that?
Once upon a time.
Time is right in here. Once upon a time. So lock that layer. Unlock the temp layer. Click until you get the cursor. Copy the A. Right click, copy. Lock it. This is more like guesswork unless you've got a really large view here. I'm going to go about there. Once upon a time. I think it's going to go right there. Insert a blank keyframe. Right click, paste it.
Once upon a time. Once upon a time.
Highlight that. Come over here, make it red. Pick up your selection tool and put that in place. I'm using my arrow keys to line it up as best I can. Once upon a time. Insert a blank keyframe. And I think it's almost here. Insert blank keyframe. Unlock this layer. Unlock the temp layer. Lock the text color layer. This time click it. And click until I get that cursor. Right click, copy. Locking that layer. Selecting this layer, this text color layer. Right click, paste. I'm getting double clicking. I'm highlighting it, picking up the red color, and picking up my selection tool, dragging that up close using my arrow keys. And now what we can do, I'm not going to delete this temp layer. I'm just going to double click on this envelope here. This drop up menu comes, and just click guide. Okay, that'll stay there, but it won't be seen when we test our movies. Now let's test the movie. Test movie test.
Once upon a time. Once upon a time. Once upon a time.
Now,
Once upon a time.
you might say, I want to see the text when it's not there. Then naturally you do. So if I go here, put that back to normal, and now let's test it.
Once upon a time. Once upon a time. Once upon a time. Once upon.
Now you don't want to hear that over and over again, so you would select that top layer, insert a layer, come to the very end, insert a blank keyframe, call this AS as an action script, open up the actions panel. If you don't have the actions panel docked here like I do, go under Window, and you'll find Actions Panel. Click on it, it opens up. It opens up, and write STOP, open bracket, close bracket, semicolon. Now let's test it. It'll just do it once this time.
Once upon a time.
Okay.
Once upon a time.
I hope you learned something from this short tutorial, and I hope you use what you learned.